Tropicarnage coming around again to that formidable Tweed defence. The jam is called. The final points go up. 3 more points for Reef City. And an official review for Tweed Valley. We will let you know what's happening as soon as we know. That jam was 16 points to 9 to Reef City. They lead 97 to 9 with 5-6 minutes left in the first half. We are trialling something new this year. The head ref in the middle actually has a microphone and will be announcing their own official reviews. So, in a minute or two, we will hopefully see if that works over the live stream. And if not, then we will give you an idea of what's going on.
Tweed Valley are reviewing the forearm call on the white jammer 1-0 in the previous jam.
Can we please get a YouTube comment to confirm that you heard that from Tipsy Moo, the head ref? Looks like Tipsy's coming back to explain her decision to the teams, and then she'll be on the microphone explaining it to us. Probably not the best timing, but that's okay.
The official review for Tweed Valley has been upheld. The forearms call will stand.
It looks like we stopped audio at an opportune time. I can confirm that Tweed Valley reviewed the forearms call on their jammer, wanting it overturned, and that the call has been confirmed as correct. Elsie Hammer will remain in the penalty box, and Tweed Valley has lost their review for this half.
So Longlash Massacre will be starting this next jam on a power jam. What I'm really enjoying about Reef City is just their offense.
The Longlash Massacre pushing through that Tweed defence. They're holding her for an impressively long time.
Tweed Valley box in the front. The Reef City girls come around the outside and try and mess it up a bit. Longlash Massacre gets around the outside.
5 points for Lashy, and she's coming around again. Elsie Hammer has just re-entered the track as well. Apparently we have some video. This might be exciting, or it might be terribly patchy, and we will continue announcing as if you can't see us, just in case. Lashy clear again. Elsie Hammer clear in front of her. Lashy calls off the jam for 9 points altogether. Reef City on 106. Tweed Valley on 9. Up on the jammer line is Le Mans up against Scarlet's Slam.
Both teams missing their pivots.
Just an old-fashioned jammer push by the looks of it. Mons is clear for lead jammer, but Scarlet Slam is right on her heels, and this might be a tight jam. Mons pushing for a few points and a quick call-off. She succeeds, and her jammer ref thinks she has earned 1 point. Mons thought she earned 3. Jammer ref's call stands, and it is Reef City 107, Tweed Valley 9. Shellraiser up against Fraulein Fierce on the jammer line. 4-on-2 pack advantage to Tweed Valley. And it turns out that Mons was correct. Almost. 2 points for Reef City in that previous jam.
Fraulein Fierce has battled her way through the Tweed Valley blockers, and she is lead jammer. Shellraiser tries to take the inside, but she's knocked out and forced to come to the back of the pack to re-enter.
That is a cutting penalty for Shellraiser, and Fraulein Fierce is on a power jam. 5 points in the sky already, and she's coming around again. A no pass, no penalty in the outside line there for Fraulein Fierce. It looks like the Tweed blocker, Cornbread, just stepped out with a toe stop.
Some beautiful blocking and bridging there by Tweed Valley.
Definitely, they're doing some excellent teamwork with some box formations and brace formations. Fantastic things are happening. Fraulein Fierce coming up to tackle that defence again.
Shellraiser's back on the track now, trying to push her way through the back of the Reef City blockers. Oh.
Another cut for Shellraiser, unfortunately. Oh, and she's waved back on the track because it was actually a no pass, no penalty. Fraulein Fierce through for another scoring pass. This is a 20-point jam now, and Shellraiser is around on her initial pass again.
Shellraiser stashed the panty, trying to give it to her pivot. The pivot's taken out by a Reef City blocker.
Fraulein Fierce starting to look a bit tired, but still pushing with as much strength as she can muster. She calls off the jam, and it is a 23-point jam for Reef City. They have 131 points to Tweed Valley's 9. We've got just over a minute left in this first half. It's gone very quickly. Le Mans up against Marquis Depraved on the jammer line. 4-on-3 pack advantage to Reef City. Mons is lead jammer. Ooh. A massive back block from the Tweed Valley blocker, Poisonality, who'd just come out of the penalty box, I believe. And it looks like Lashy is a bit rattled from that. We're probably going to have an official timeout while she takes a breather and is looked at. There we go. It's nice to see the safety of our skaters as the first priority of our officials.
And is it 36 seconds left in this first half?
Yep, so we're going to have most likely one more jam, unless it's a very fast one. Lashy being looked after by the medics at the moment. Being looked after by my favourite medic, actually.
You have a favourite medic?
I certainly do. She comes around all of the Derby events, including open season.
Okay.
And she was the one who looked after all of my men's skaters and officials during men's nationals in 40-degree heat last year.
Oh, God. 40 degrees. Now, when you said favourite medic, I just assumed that meant you've been injured a lot.
No, I'm a ref. I never get injured.
Looks like we are going to get another jam here.
Certainly are. There is a 4-on-3 pack advantage to Reef City. They are jamming. That's a good question. Rogue Rage up against
Scarlet Slam.
Indeed.
Scarlet Slam takes a big run up there, just trying to plough her way through the Reef City blockers.
Reef City blockers exceptionally strong.
Yeah, Rogue Rage, meanwhile, she's pushing her way through at the front. She's got one blocker left, and she is through for lead jammer.
Scarlet Slam has immediately stashed the jammer panty. Reef City has lost Smiling Chaos to the penalty box, but still holding... Nope, Scarlet Slam has earned a cutting penalty, And it's a power jam now for Rogue Rage.
It's just one of those penalties where you just step in and they've just moved their hips back and it's just,
Mm-hmm. Rogue Rage coming around. Going up against Exit Mole, who's doing an excellent job of holding her with the help of Happy Cadaver, but Rogue Rage skips up the inside line for 5 more points.
Rogue Rage knocked to the inside on the apex.
Scarlet Slam back on the track with the Jammer Panty in her fist again. Rogue Rage pushing up against Happy Cadaver up the front, and she's clear for 5 more. I suspect Happy will be working on getting back to Scarlet Slam at some point, trying to get that star pass happening. But Slam is knocked to the inside line and cycled back. Rogue Rage clear again. 5 more points. This is a 20-point jam. Scarlet Slam being recycled again. Exhausting for a jammer being knocked out and cycled back. Pushing so hard just to be taken back to the start again. Rogue Rage is through again. And a successful star pass just on the 2-minute whistle. That was a 25-point jam for Rogue Rage. Reef City is going into half-time, up 161 points to 9 points. We'll see you again in about 5 minutes' time. Welcome back. There's 1 minute left in the half time. Just as a reminder, it is Reef City 161 to TVR 9. I can tell you that all of Tweed Valley's points have been scored by Elsie Hammer in a single jam where she also earned 2 penalties, and lead jammer. Quite the impressive jam for Elsie. And a high point in Tweed Valley's game so far, I think.
Looks like we'll be starting the half with a jam between Le Mans of Reef City and Elsie Hammer of Tweed Valley.
No skaters in the penalty box after half time. We have 4 on 4 in the pack. And it looks like we're about to get underway. Elsie Hammer charges up the outside line and gets lead jammer for Tweed Valley. What a great start to this half for them. Mons stashing the jammer panty. Elsie Hammer is through on a scoring pass, almost untouched. 5 big points with Mons out just behind her.
Elsie Hammer calls off the jam.
5 points for Tweed Valley on that jam, and they've reached 14 in total, all scored by Elsie Hammer. What a great game she's having. We have Shellraiser up against Fraulein Fierce on the jammer line. 4 on 4 in the pack still. Fraulein Fierce being cycled to the back by the Tweed Valley blockers. She's clear for lead. Oop. Almost had a double lead call, but it appears that the Tweed Valley jammer has earned lead jammer. Shellraiser lead with Fraulein Fierce right on her tail.
Shellraiser straight through on the outside.
Shellraiser committed to scoring all 4 points, and she's actually kept Fraulein Fierce to 0 thanks to the excellent work of one of her blockers at the back of the pack there. It is 161 to 18, and Tweed Valley has had a fantastic start to this second half. Looks like we have Furiosa up on the jammer line for Tweed, up against Miss Carnage of Justice for Reef City, who's earned lead jammer as I was talking.
Furiosa knocked to the inside, re-enters at the back, knocked down on the out, but she gets back up and she is through for her initial pass. Oh. Except she's been called for a cut track penalty and has been sent to the penalty box. So Carnage has a chance here to really stretch out that lead. Carnage is through for a 5-point scoring pass.
Exit Mole sitting in the penalty box for Tweed as well. 4 on 3 pack advantage to Reef City, who are running a swarming offense to help out Carnage.
Furiosa standing in the bin. Looks like she stashed the panty. Carnage trying to call off the jam.
Jammer ref just not paying attention during that magical time, and she's given up on calling it for now. Being cycled back. Furiosa is on an initial pass, so in terms of point scoring, there's plenty of time. Oh, but Carnage earns a cutting penalty. Furiosa charging hard at that Reef City pack. She's clear and has cleared her initial pass and is coming around on a scoring pass with Carnage still sitting in the penalty box. Furiosa pushing hard at that wall of Long Lash Massacre and Rogue Rage. They are holding together extremely strongly. But she didn't quite get pushed out of bounds, and she is through for 5 big points. We're right at the end of this jam. 5 more points for Miss Carnage of Justice as well. It is a Reef City 176, Tweed Valley 23. LC Hammer up against Smiling Chaos on the jammer line. 4-on-3 pack advantage to Tweed. Hopefully they'll take advantage of that. Jammer refs confirming some things with the outside line.
Did Smiling Chaos start a bit soon there? Or?
I would have called that a false start myself, but LC Hammer is lead jammer nonetheless, so no harm, no foul, as it were. Smiling Chaos is out about 20-30 feet behind her.
Looks like Tweed Valley trying to get a point for LC Hammer.
LC Hammer calls off the jam. 2 points for Reef City and 3 points for Tweed Valley. Tweed is calling an official review. Potentially they may be seeking to get that false start called on the Reef City jammer, but we will let Tipsy explain it to us in a minute. Looks like Tipsy's getting some feedback from the tournament head ref Harry Spotter about how to call this, so it looks like someone's asked a rather complicated question. And I'm thoroughly confused. Hopefully Tipsy will be able to explain this to us over her microphone in a minute. Just before Tipsy comes back to us for a bit of interest, Tweed Valley has earned 17 points in the first 5 minutes of this half compared to their 9 points from the entirety of the first half, so whatever talking and adjustments they did at half-time have clearly worked for them. Tipsy's explaining her decision to the officials. Here we go. No call awarded during that official review. Tweed will lose their second half review. And we're heading into another jam. 183 to Reef City, 26 to Tweed Valley. Shellraiser and Rogue Rage are our jammers. We have 4 on 4 in the pack.
Rogue Rage finds the inside on the apex and she is through for lead jammer. Meanwhile, Shellraiser's battling her way through the back of the pack. She gets knocked to the inside, re-enters, tries the outside. Rogue Rage coming up at the back of the pack, and there's a massive... I can't
Pile up.
find the word. Pile up.
Pile up is probably the word you're looking for. Shellraiser is clear and coming around on a scoring pass. Rogue Rage just in front of her on her first scoring pass also. 0 points for Tweed Valley. Rogue Rage calling it off in time, but only 2 points for Rogue Rage in that jam. Excellent defense by Tweed Valley. They're keeping Rogue Rage down to just 2 points in an entire scoring pass. Reef City is using their official review now. This is quite the interesting second half by the looks of it.
No.
Tipsy Moo going to tell us what the review is for. Not sure if you heard that. Reef City is calling for a review on the lack of a cut call on White Jammer 2-4 Shellraiser in the previous jam. Can you confirm on the YouTube comments whether you're hearing Tipsy or not when she talks on the microphone? No call stands on the cutting penalty, so Shellraiser is safe from a penalty and Reef City has lost their review. We are done with official reviews for this game. 14 minutes left in the game.
On the Jammer, we've got Scarlet Slam from Tweed Valley Vixens.
And Le Mans for Reef City. 4 on 4 in the pack. And Mons is through for lead jammer.
Scarlet Slam's been knocked to the outside, has to re-enter at the back.
Long
Exit
lash.
Mole provides a little bit of offense there, but she's still stuck. Ooh, Le Mans just came in for her first scoring pass.
Sure did. Massive hit by Exit Mole there, putting Mons on her ass well and truly, but she's back up and pushing again. Scarlet Slam stashing the jammer panty and trying to get through on her initial pass still. Mons getting cycled back on her first scoring pass. This Tweed defense has put her on her ass again. Huge hit there from Evil Britches, and they are just beating Mons up this jam. Scarlet Slam is clear on her initial pass. Mons trying to get those last few points before calling it. Mons calls it off for 4 points for Reef City. It is 189 to 26.
That jam, that's like the most massive hits we've seen all game.
They have been spectacular hits. Those were just amazing. Mons is a solid and strong skater. It takes a lot to put her on her ass, I think. Jamming up next, we have Elsie Hammer and Smiling Chaos.
Oh, some fancy footwork by Elsie Hammer, and she is through for lead jammer.
Fantastic footwork. She was stuck for a second behind a two-wall of Fräulein Fierce and Killer Bones, but she managed to make it up the inside line past them. Smiling Chaos is right on her tail though, and Elsie Hammer is looking for just that 1 point at the back, plus the 1 in the box. And she succeeds. 2 points to Tweed Valley, 0 to Reef City. They bring their score up to 28.
On the jammer line for Reef City, we've got Long Lash Massacre, and for Tweed Valley, we have Shellraiser.
Possible false start there by Lashy, but none of the OPRs in position to see it. It looked like her wheel creeped over the line just before the whistle went. Nonetheless, she is lead jammer, and Shellraiser is out about 1/3 of a track behind her. Lashy calls off the jam for 4 points. The score is Reef City 193, Tweed Valley 28. Scarlet Slam up against Furline Fierce on the jammer line. 4-on-3 pack advantage to Reef City. Let's see how we go. Furline Fierce clear for lead jammer within just a few seconds, but Scarlet Slam right behind her with just 1 to beat. And she is through as well. Furline Fierce losing her feet as she got into the pack a little bit and having a laugh at that. She has picked up 3 points to Tweed Valley's 0.
Looks like Elsie Hammer is doing a bit of blocking for her team. Lamont's trying to just push her way through on the outside. Oh, she has 1 left to get past, and she is through for lead jammer. Meanwhile, Elsie Hammer's at the back of the pack, trying to get past those 3 Reef City blockers.
Elsie Hammer getting cycled back to the back of the pack, while Mons comes through on an untouched scoring pass. 5 big points for Reef City.
Elsie Hammer putting on the speed, trying to just burst out of that pack, and she's through on her initial pass. And Mons calls off the jam.
We've got Shellraiser up against Rogue Rage.
Both
3
teams down a blocker.
Yes, 3-on-3 in the pack, but Reef City has their pivot where Tweed Valley does not. I'll just give you a recap of the official reviews for this half. I'm not entirely certain what the Tweed Valley review was about, but I feel like it was probably about the potential false start by a Reef City jammer. No call was made. Then Reef City reviewed the lack of a cut call by a Tweed jammer, and again no call was made. Rogue Rage up against Shellraiser, and we are ready to get underway.
Looks like another Reef City blocker has been sent to the bin, so they're down to 2. Can Shellraiser get through and get lead with only 2 jammers? Oh. So it looks like Rogue Rage managed to get lead jammer there, but Shellraiser got it at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like it was a 0-0 jam for both teams. Long Lash Massacre up against Scarlet Slam. 3-on-2 in the pack for Tweed. Both teams down a pivot.
Scarlet Slam pushing her way through at the front. She only has 2 blockers to get through, but they managed to knock her to the outside and force her to come all the way to the back to get back in.
Lashy's out with lead jammer and coming around on a scoring pass, but Scarlet Slam has just cleared her initial pass with jammer panty in hand. Lashy struggling with that TVR defense, pushing her way up, calling off the jam. Probably extremely close to a cutting penalty, but she's been safe this time. 0 points for Tweed Valley and 3 points for Reef City. Reef City are going to be on 206 to Tweed Valley's 28. Oh, and it looks like Lashy possibly did earn a cut as she called off that jam. She is sitting in the penalty box. And who have we got? 302 Marquis Depraved is starting on a power jam for Tweed Valley with a 4-on-3 pack advantage for her blockers as well.
Happy Cadaver providing some offense, trying to take out one of the Reef City blockers. Meanwhile, Marquis Depraved pushes her way through and
she is lead jammer. Thumper being pushed out of play and having to release the jammer. Marquis Depraved coming around on a scoring pass. Just saving herself from a cutting penalty and cycling back.
oh, massive hit there by Thumper.
5 points for Marquis Depraved. Lashy is back on track, but has received an illegal return penalty. Jam is called off. That took a while. Lashy received an illegal re-entry penalty. Probably Tweed would like her to get an in-sub as well because she wasn't hearing the penalty, but they have no review to call that with. In the meantime, Tweed Valley has earned 9 points in that jam. Reef City 206, Tweed Valley 37. LC Hammer, the incredibly successful jammer for Tweed Valley, is starting with a 4-on-2 pack advantage. And the other jammer in the penalty box. There we go, Lashy's got the insubordination penalty as well. She'll be sitting for a full minute in the penalty box. In Lashy's defence, there was a lot happening on the track when she was getting those penalties. Many noises, much voices. This is the way that roller derby goes sometimes. LC Hammer starting out with Happy Cadaver doing that amazing offence again, but she is put on the ground out of bounds.
LC Hammer steps around the blockers. She's through for lead jammer. Now she's coming up to make her first scoring pass. She calls for her blockers to do a bit of offense, but the Reef City blockers still manage to get in her way.
Tweed Valley very intelligently holding a goat at the back of the pack there so that the other Reef City blockers are pushed out of play. LC Hammer clear with 5 points.
Oh, LC Hammer knocking Fräulein Fierce right over on her way through.
Whoa! Fräulein Fierce put on her bottom at least twice just then. Furiosa getting a forearm penalty for one of those hits. Thumper getting an out of play penalty. LC Hammer is clear for another 5 points. Lashy is still sitting in the penalty box but is standing right now. Starting to get quite physical towards the end of this game, I think. LC Hammer being recycled back. Lashy back on track and clear of her initial pass.
The penalty box is starting to fill up.
It sure is.
Full of blockers.
A timeout called by Reef City, probably a timely timeout. I think the skaters could do with a second to take a few deep breaths. That was a 15-point jam for Tweed Valley. The score is 206 to 52. That was definitely a jam with more physical hits than previously. A few big penalties.
Illegal physical hits. Everyone got sent to the bin.
Everyone's sitting in the penalty box. I'm not certain if there are any skaters in queue on track as well at the moment, but in any case, they're certainly getting physical in the last 5 minutes of this game. I'm good at what I do. Meanwhile, Reef City fans, while we're in this timeout, I will point out that on track at the moment from your end of the state are Whipped Scream and Mavericky representing Team Official. Boss in Boots is also from up in your area, I believe, although not from Cairns directly. We're lining up to go again. We have Smiling Chaos up against Shellraiser. Smiling Chaos lead jammer. Forgot her name for a second there, my apologies. Shellraiser still pushing hard against that Reef City defense and has earned a cutting penalty, unfortunately. We have a power jam for Smiling Chaos.
I just want to say that first 20 seconds of this jam, that was some great blocking from both sides. Considering they both only had 2 blockers, they managed to hold the jammers for quite a while.
Indeed, most impressive. And now Smiling Chaos going to the penalty box. We're going to have a 2-minute jam with a jammer swap. Shellraiser back on track on her initial pass. She's signalling to her team to do some swarming offense. Off they go doing so, quite successfully, and Shellraiser dances up the inside line to clear her initial pass. Dances up the outside line, sorry.
Smiling Chaos is out of the bin, coming up behind a couple of talented Tweed Valley blockers.
Oh, Shellraiser's earned just another cutting penalty then. Smiling Chaos pushing her way through for 5 big points.
Penalty box full of Tweed Valley skaters at the moment. Only 2 of them left on the track.
Sure is, and I think Reef City's offense are going to just swarm around them and keep them out of the way of Smiling Chaos, who goes through untouched for 5 more points.
Oh, they managed to touch her on that one. Managed to give her a bit of a knock, but doesn't knock her much off course, and she is through for another 5 points.
Oh, that's a misconduct penalty right there. Furiosa blocking a down skater. Smiling Chaos was down on the track. Shellraiser earned 3 points during that scoring pass before her second penalty. And the score is Reef City 225 to Tweed Valley 55. We have an official timeout. Jamming in the next jam looks like Miss Carnage of Justice and Scarlet Slam. If I was to hazard a guess, I would suspect that we're either talking about a foul out or talking about an expulsion for the misconduct block that Furiosa did on Smiling Chaos in the previous jam. Given that the whiteboard doesn't look like anyone's fouling out just yet, I suspect that an expulsion is being issued, or perhaps just an additional penalty. Yes. Looks like Buster has been issued a penalty from the previous jam and is sitting next to Furiosa. 2 in the penalty box for Tweed Valley, and we're about to get back underway.
Scarlet Slam is such an explosive start, but Reef City blockers, they just do not move.
No, they're strong as hell, and just doesn't seem to have the push to get through them, but she did a very successful star pass to 1-2-1-2 Oliver Twisted, who's coming around behind Miss Carnage right now. Carnage calls off the jam before Oliver Twisted can score any points. 4 points for Reef City, 0 for Tweed. It is 229 to 55.
Looks like we got just over a minute left in this bout.
Lashy jamming again up against Marquis Depraved. Still a 4-on-2 pack advantage to Reef City, but the two Tweed Valley blockers are standing in the penalty box. Excellent moves up the outside line by Lashy and a juke around Happy Cadaver for lead jammer. Marquis Depraved still struggling with that Reef City defence. Pushing her way towards the front of the pack. And she is clear. Lashy on a point scoring pass. Pushing hard up against Exit Mole and that Tweed Valley defence, which is hella strong. Lashy calls off the jam. 2 points to 0 to Reef City in that jam. Synaptic Kid from Tweed Valley just running into Tipsy to discuss something. It looks like we might be done unless someone calls a timeout in the next couple of seconds. We are indeed done. It is Reef City 231 to Tweed Valley 55. We'll just wait for the refs to finalise that score, but it should stay the same.
Shout out to our NSO crew. They've just taken everything from this bout off and replaced it with the stuff for the next bout.
Blink and you miss it. Look at that. We've got a different whiteboard. We've got a different crew, and they've just
super organised.
Switched around. That is the confirmed final score, 231 to 55. Reef City has put a stamp on this game. They're going into their next game with one win. Their next game is at 12:30 against the Sunstate Roller Girls. For now, we're going to sign off and hand over to our next commentators, and we'll see you again.
Well, all right, Derby fans out there in internet land, we're about to get going with the third game on the card here at the Moray Field Pleasure Centre for the third game of the Tropicarnage Cup. I'd like to very much welcome a good friend of mine, Blacktooth Grinner, to the commentary team for this live stream feed. Welcome, Blacktooth.
Thank you very much. It is a pleasure to be here and seeing the third game of Tropicarnage, 2015 Tropicarnage, up against UBRD, United Brisbane Roller Derby, who placed third last year.
We're about to see the team in green. If you're out there in TV land, the green team is all the way from Toowoomba. They're the Toowoomba City Rollers Range Renegades. And out in front we actually have my wife, number 00, Bustin' Booty, 007, Bandana Bandit, number 117, El Bent, 13 is Siren Serenade, 14 is Velvet Valentine, number 197 is Pinky and the Pain, number 210 is Kayla, 26 is Chaos, 29 Night Goddess, number 3 Brutal Massacre, number 31 Melodrama, 55 is Crush and Doll, 68 Smackarina, and 69 is Panther Paws.
We have number 07 Lucas is lining up for the UBRD. Both jammers struggling to get through for their initial pass. Oh, Pinky in the brain, absolutely knocking Lucas to the inside line.
Night Goddess for Toowoomba City Rollers takes lead jammer. Both teams just sizing each other up at the moment, Blacktooth. There's Night Goddess picking up 5 valuable points early on in the jam for Toowoomba City Rollers. Grinner.
Very nicely done so far. Carly Lucas still trying to get out of the pack for her initial pass. Just not having an easy time. Coming up against Pinky in the brain. Pinky the Pain, like just absolutely annihilating her to that outside line every time.
And Night Goddess finally did get through for another scoring pass, so that's another 5 points. Grinner. Night Goddess out the front, coming under some very heavy attack from those United Brisbane blockers, but managed to get through again for another 5 points.
And Kyle Lucas going for a cut track penalty for the United Brisbane.
As Night Goddess, she just about got through, but got taken out by the wonderful efforts of the Brisbane United blocker to take her out, and now makes her yield and come all the way back behind her. Great work by United Brisbane. But Night Goddess does get through and puts on another 5 points.
Nicely done by Toowoomba, putting 20 points in the first jam. 20
points in the first jam. Well, that doesn't mean anything. Again, Grinner, we've seen this happen before. But what it does do, it does give the Toowoomba City Rollers Range Renegades a slight advantage in the start of this second jam, because Bandana Bandit is out on a power jam. And there's only 3 blockers to try and hold her out. Let's see what they can do.
Bandit coming up against Laces there. Laces doing a very, very nice work with the booty, forcing it to the outside line.
By gee, they're making it hard for her, Blacktooth. But she does finally manage to get through on her initial pass. Now she'll... Bandit goes through and picks up 5 points, and then immediately calls off the jam before the United Brisbane jammer could even get her initial pass. So smart derby there, Grinner.
Toowoomba seemed to be playing very, very conservatively. As soon as Lucas came back on track, they called it off.
We now see Pinky in the Pain up on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers.
If she jams anything like she's been blocking in these last 2 jams, I think we are in for a treat.
Well, she is a noted jammer rather than a blocker, but man, can she block. And yep, straight through for her initial pass. She now takes lead jammer status.
That's right, Elizabeth Hurley is not that far behind her, just short half a lap. So this is the most traction that United Brisbane have gotten in this first half. Oh, picking the pain, forced the outside. But I think Hurley may have got, oh no, no points for United Brisbane there.
No points, but 4 points for Pinky and the Pain, picking up on the way through. So that should take us to about 29 points to 0 in just the third jam of the first half of this match here at the Moray Field Pleasure Centre for Tropicarnage Cup 2015. Where we see Panther Paws up on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers. And just gets pipped to the post for lead jammer.
Kylie Lucas not getting lead jam in that.
Oh, she's not.
No.
I didn't see why.
Yeah, neither did I. I don't know whether it was a didn't pass everyone legally type of thing.
Yeah, or she may have just pipped it to the post. Maybe my eyes weren't as quick as the referees because we are a bit further away from the track than the referees are. Grinner, maybe that was why. But now out on the track for Toowoomba City Rollers on the jammer line, we have number 26, Chaos.
Yeah, we got Brittany Spear tackle for United Brisbane. So hopefully, maybe Brittany Spear tackle can get some points on the board for them not having an easy time so far. And Brittany Spear tackle is lead jammer. First lead call we've had for United Brisbane for this jam.
And I'll tell you what, Grinner, the United Brisbane girls are really giving Chaos a hard time. She still hasn't made her initial pass yet.
So that leaves Brittany Spear tackle to get 5 points on the board for United Brisbane. But Chaos has made it outside that pack for her initial pass.
And she's certainly chasing her down. She stops, calls it off. And it looks like no, and stopped the Toowoomba City Rollers jammer from scoring any points. So again, very smart derby, Blacktooth.
I think United Brisbane are going to try and just creep that score back together. Not going for the big blowouts. Just trying to play very conservatively. Try a few points per jam. Just hopefully bring that gap back to them.
We now see Night Goddess out on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers.
Oh, but Elizabeth Helmet is off a cut track penalty, leaving Night Goddess to jam unopposed for the next 30 seconds.
So she's got 30 seconds to score as many points in this power jam as she can, and let's count them up and see how we go. Pinky and the Pain opens up a nice hole, but the blockers seem to close it up just as quick as it opened. No, she does get through and picks up a big 5 points for Toowoomba City Rollers. And the voice from the bench says, call it, and so she does.
Piggy choosing to ice the jammer. Oh, no, sorry, Piggy. Night Goddess choosing to ice the jammer. So Elizabeth Helmy will be standing in the box, waiting to get on track. So Toowoomba will have that slight advantage at the start of the jam for the next couple of seconds.
So Velvet Valentine out on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers.
Elizabeth Helmy is back on track. She is through and is the lead jammer.
Great work by United Brisbane Rollers. Now they're really doing some hard yards on Velvet Valentine to stop her.
And Velvet has gone for a cut track penalty, so UBRD efforts paying off nicely there. Elizabeth Helmy is through for her scoring pass, and we'll get 5 more points on the board.
So Velvet Valentine in the bin now for 30 seconds to have a think about why she cut the track and whether she'll do it again or not. Brutal Massacre dealing out some damage to the United Brisbane girls in the blocker position there.
No, Brisbane elected not to give her any offensive help at all. Trying to stretch, just letting her to stretch that pack out to the 20 feet.
And Brutal Massacre has a little sit down for 30 seconds for blocking out of bounds. And Velvet Valentine trying hard to get through for her initial pass. And these United girls, Grinner, are really making hard work of it.
United having a very, very hard time with keeping together as a defensive.
There we
wall.
go. There we go. Sorry, Grinner. Velvet Valentine finally gets through on her initial pass.
Oh, we have a bit of a clockwise block there on turn 3.
And Velvet Valentine does pick up 3 points. Just the whistle was blowing just as she was entering the back of the pack. Now, fans, you better look out, because out on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers, we have number 68, Schmackarina.
And she's up against number 07, Carly Lucas. Both teams at 3 blockers per piece. But Carly Lucas has come away with the lead jammer status.
And Schmackarina just smacks her way through for her initial pass. And Lucas calls it off before Schmackarina can score any points at all. Very smart derby, Grinner.
So with just over 9 minutes left to go, so United Brisbane have crept that ever so closely. So they are on 28 points. TCR Rage Renegades are on 37, but it looks like Slob Zombie, the Toowoomba benchie, has called a timeout.
Slob Zombie says, let's have a bit of a rest, we'll have a drink, bit of a refocus, and get back out there.
I think also mostly to interrupt the momentum that United Brisbane have now gained. United Brisbane doing a very, very good job with like only 7 skaters, I do believe.
Yeah, definitely, Grinner. They've got a very short bench, and it's hard yards for these girls. But they're doing very well. It's so hard to recycle those jammers because the lactic acid builds up in the legs, and mate, I get lactic acid build up just walking up these stairs. So we see the black and green team, which is the Toowoomba City Rollers Range Renegades, holding a very slender 9-point lead over the United Brisbane Roller Derby girls by 37 points to 28. And we're about to crack on again in the well, this is the second part of the first half of this third bout here at the Moray Field Centre of Pleasure for Tropicarnage Cup 2015.
Yeah. These games are only going for 20 minutes a half with 7 minutes half time. Oh, and it looks like Elizabeth Helmy has gone for a cut track.
And Bandana Bandit made her yield so quickly, my eyes couldn't even see it.
Strong out seamstress knocking out Bandana Bandit on that outside line.
And there is Night Goddess, who gets through for her initial pass. And she has 30 seconds to get as many points on the clock as she can, while Elizabeth Hurley is sitting down for her 30-second penalty. That's 5 big points for Night Goddess.
United Brisbane at a standstill trying to defense against that wall with a nice bicycle chain formation, but got split up instantly.
And again, no pack called, and they have to yield, so Night Goddess comes around and picks up another 5 points. And has a bit of, oh, she said, no, I'm going to try and knock this. She picks up 5 points. If she goes through, she'll pick up another 5 points. And there's that 5. Still waiting on, oh no, she gets through.
Helmy's just finishing her initial pass, so Night Goddess playing it very smartly there, getting one more pass out of it.
Let's see if she can pick up another 5 points, and which she does. Picks up another good smart 5 points. Or
Maybe
none.
None? Really?
No, two.
No, two.
Only two. The refs have conferred, and she picked up 2 points. Again, smart derby, waiting for the other jammer to come in and calls it off just before she enters the pack, because there's more than one way to win this game. Obviously, the team at the end with the most points wins, but you can stop the other team from scoring. So out on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers, we have Velvet Valentine.
And Lucas with a running start at the start there. Gets straight on through and is lead jammer.
That was just absolutely brilliant timing, Grinner. Doesn't get any better than that.
It's like almost drag racing style timing.
0.0002 of a second, I would have thought, by my stopwatch.
But Lucas has got through, and she has 5 points. Because Toowoomba are still on their initial pass.
Velvet Valentine finding it really hard to get through for her initial pass.
She's taking the panty up, trying to confuse the blockers, or do a star pass. It looks like, yep, the star has been passed.
Yeah, the star has been passed off to Siren Serenade.
And Kyle Lucas calling that off after getting 10 points for United Brisbane.
And great work there by United Brisbane Rollers. Saw that the Toowoomba City jammer was in a bit of trouble and seemed to gang right up on her. So good work there by those girls. And now we see Bandana Bandit up on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers. Let's see what she can do.
Oh, Muppet Marauder having me a tumble there.
And now Bandana Bandit goes out for her initial pass, but the jammer for... No, she hasn't.
Oh,
Smack Arena absolutely
massive hit on the
taking
outside
out
line
the
there.
United Brisbane Rollers jammer in a big way.
And Elizabeth Helmy is finished her initial pass and looking to get some points.
Bandana Bandit calling it off after she picks up 2 points just before Elizabeth Hurley can come in and score any. Boy, there's a bit of a brutal game. There's girls going everywhere in this one, Grinner.
Yeah, some very, very fast packs. Not a lot of slow derby being played in this.
Yeah, very unlike the first two matches where they've been quite slow, low scoring. These girls are really putting on the pace. I'm not sure if they know they've got another game on this afternoon.
I think it's the first thing from their minds right now.
Pinky and the Pain doing an amazing job on Lucas there in holding her up while trying to allowing Siren Serenade to break through for lead jammer.
And Brisbane have finished their initial pass as well, looking for some points. But we have Siren Serenade come straight on through, 4 points on the board.
And Pinky and the
Lovely.
Pain picks up that 4 points. Siren Serenade picks up the 4 points and then very quickly calls it off. And again, smart work. Up now we have a timeout for the United Brisbane Roller Derby. Wow, Grinner, 4 minutes to go in the first half of this bout between Toowoomba City Rollers and United Brisbane Rollers. The Toowoomba City Rollers in green on your screens in roller derby land on the internet. We see holding on to it's only a 20-point lead, 60 points to 40 over the United Brisbane Roller Derby.
Yeah, it looks like United have definitely got back in their stride, found their mojo or whatever you want to call it. Have definitely closed that gap a lot, but Toowoomba are still playing quite a hard and fast game against them, not allowing United to do a lot of their signature slow stops, defensive packs. They've just managed to interrupt them every single time, which have worked in their advantage really well.
No, United Brisbane girls are really holding the Toowoomba City girls up. When that jammer can't get through, she just can't get through. There's just a solid wall, almost an impenetrable fortress trying to get through. right, we're about to crack on where we see number 69, Panther Paws, out on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers.
And she's up against Brittany Spear Tackle, who goes around that inside line very nicely, gets through as well. So we have jammers neck and neck. I believe we're going to see a call off before anyone gets anywhere near points. Nope. They're going to run for it.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, Brittany Spear Tackle comes away with the shank.
And
No, both of them 4 points apiece.
Sneaky inside move, absolutely brilliant. Those Toowoomba City girls did not see that one coming. Now we have Chaos, number 26, out on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers. And up against Lucas for United Brisbane Roller Derby.
So with only 2 blockers for United Brisbane, Excel and Seamstress, giving hell for leather to Toowoomba's Jammer Chaos. And we have Laces back on track as well, so is Muffy. But we have Lucas has obtained lead jammer, but has been recycled all the way to the back of the pack. So that's come through again. Picking the pain, just absolutely hammering Lucas.
And a star pass off to Velvet Valentine. And quickly called off by Lucas in, again, yet a very smart move by United Brisbane Roller Girls. Number 29, Night Goddess, out on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers.
And she's up against Elizabeth Hurley. These United Jammers must be feeling it because they have a very, very high rotation with having such low numbers on their bench. The fatigue looks like it's setting in for them.
A Night Goddess coming under some heavy fire there from the United Brisbane blockers. 1 to go, and she finally gets through to take lead jammer status, but it's still only 20 points in this. Grinner.
And Elizabeth Helmy has finished her initial pass, but it looks like Night Goddess is going to get some points on the board.
Oh,
Seems just trying to stop her in her tracks.
Night Goddess just hits 799 and said, just excuse me, 789, strung out Seamstress and said, just excuse me please, and knocked her straight over. We now see number 117, L Bent, out on the track jamming for Toowoomba City Rollers. This will be good.
Up against number 360 is Brittany Spear Tackle. This looks like it will be our last jam for this first half. Al Bent still fighting like tooth and nail getting through that back.
Oh, L Bent struggling to get through right at the moment.
But it looks like Al Bent has finished her initial pass. But Brittany Spear Tackle has points on the board and has called it off.
Again, smart derby there. The United girls just picking up a couple of points and then calling it off. Because again, they're recycling their jammers fairly highly with a short bench here today.
And that is our halftime whistle. We will be back in very, very short time. The scoreboard does say 14 minutes, but that is not true. Don't believe everything you see on the internet.
But do believe everything you hear from the commentary box, because we are always right, just like the referees. And we'd also like to give a big shout out to those referees and NSOs and everybody who is here volunteering, because without all these people we would not have roller derby. Blacktooth and I would not be commentating, and you would not be watching any roller derby. You might be watching
whatever sporting events that take place on this weekend. I don't
know. AFL or something. Is there some sort of footy on this weekend? I don't know. I've heard there's footy on. Might be soccer or something. But anyway, here we are at the Moray Field Pleasure Centre, where we see the Toowoomba City Rollers, Range Renegades in the black and green colours leading only by 20 points. Yet again, Blacktooth Grinner over the maroon coloured United Brisbane Roller Derby by 68 points to 48. And we're going to have a short 6-minute break so that we can all replenish our throats, get a bit of water and keep moist until we see you next time in your houses. We will sign off for a couple of minutes. All right, Derby viewers out there in internet land watching us through the marvellous internet, the as Catweasel would say, the eye in the sky, this weird thing that is sending the pictures all over the world out to you guys sitting there at home and watching this wonderful extravaganza that is roller derby, coming to you live from the Moray Field Centre of Pleasure, which is the centre of roller derby in southeast Queensland, probably indeed Australia and possibly the world, this weekend here for the Tropicarnage Cup 2015. I'd like to welcome back into the central commentary position a good friend of mine, Blacktooth Grinner, to open up the second half of this match between the United Brisbane Roller Derby and the Toowoomba City Rollers, who are holding on to a slender 20-point lead at the moment. Welcome, Blacktooth.
Thank you very much. So yeah, just 20 points separating these two teams. As you've seen earlier, if you missed any of the action, let me catch you up. Toowoomba came out of the gate very, very hard, had quite a substantial lead, but it looks like United Brisbane have brought it back within 20 points. But as in saying that, United Brisbane only playing with 7 skaters, so fatigue and penalties may set in shortly, and that may not work out for them too well.
Well, Night Goddess just got absolutely taken off the track by 3 skaters, and in the blink of an eye manages to get back through for lead jammer.
But Kyla Lucas is straight up right behind her. But Toowoomba is at the back of the pack, so it looks like Kyla Lucas was a little bit too close to points there. But Toowoomba did get 2 points on the board. The Strong Seamstress was at the back of that pack, and you had Bloody Laces was in the box, so she got 2 points for that.
With a bit of a smash and grab, just grabbed 2 points, but stopped the other team from scoring. And we now see Bandana Bandit out on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers. And yet again, Elizabeth Hurlme, she seems to be jamming every second jam.
Yeah, they do not have like a great jammer rotation with such low numbers, but still putting up a great fight nonetheless.
Well, Grinner, I really do feel that they're punching way above their weight with such a short bench, and only to be 22 points behind. That's an absolutely fantastic effort, but the getting late into this second half will start to tell. The lactic acid again will be building up. We've got a pair of pivots in the box at the moment. So Kayla and Brutal Massacre doing a good job on holding that United Brisbane jammer back, but finally freed. Bandana Bandit calling off the jam while she tries to pick up 1 point, grabs one, a smash and grab again. It looks like the Toowoomba City girls have got their blocking back again. That was a good waterfall they just put on. They may have just lost touch a little bit there late in that second half, but I think they've got it back again.
They've definitely found their blocking mojo again.
Gee, Blacktooth, I think that the jam of Smack Arena is just about in Caboolture, not Moray Field, the way that she come back. And it seems to have worked because she's slammed straight through and says, "Get out of my road," and takes lead jammer status.
Muffy Marora trying to bail her up at the last second, but not quite working out for her. But she's up against Brittany Spear Tackle, and Brittany Spear Tackle has overtaken her.
And again, smart work, says, "No, that's enough. Call it off and recycle those jammers." Well done, Smack Arena. Out on the line again for the Toowoomba City Rollers is number 29, Night Goddess. Up against 07, Lucas.
Both teams having all their blockers on track. Kai Lucas forcing way through, going that inside line, gets through and is lead jammer. But Night Goddess is not far behind her, just half a lap shy. Will they give Lucas? But UBRD is at the back of this pack here. Not something that she wants right now.
Lucas caught those inside blockers napping there and slipped straight through for lead jammer. Calls it off, picking up 3 points and holding Toowoomba City Rollers to just 1 point. So we've snuck back under that 20-point lead by United Brisbane Rollers. And out on the jammer line again, we have 007 Bandana Bandit.
And she's up against 2 bloody laces for the United Brisbane. And we have a clean sin bin, so all 4 blockers are on track for its team. Both teams getting up in each other's business on that jammer line there. Lace is trying to go to the inside line. Oh! Busted straight on through. And is lead jammer for her troubles.
Bandana Bandit finally gets through for her initial pass, and she's got to chase that pack down again. Oh, here we go. This could be a very big comeback by United Brisbane Roller Derby. They seem to be getting a little bit of ascendancy now. They may have finally got the measure of TCR. So they're catching up very well. There's only 14 points in it now. Back from 20. They've crawled it back. And they might just be getting it back 2 points, 3 points each jam. And that's all it takes. We now see Siren Serenade out on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers.
Elizabeth Helmet trying to go up that outside line, getting knocked out, not quite working for her. Still gets on through, but is the lead jammer.
And Brutal Massacre earns herself a 30-second sit down for a back block, I thought.
Siren Serenade trying to break through the front of that pack. Gets past XL and has finished her initial pass. And Elizabeth Helmet gets through, gets all 4 points for herself. Looks like she's making for another run. Oh, she's going to call it. Oh, may have called that a little bit. Nope, she's fine. No points scored there by Toowoomba, so very, very lucky there.
And picking up another 4 valuable points for the United Brisbane Roller Derby as we have a timeout called.
Toowoomba have called a timeout.
Slob Zombie having a bit of a yarn to Rorschach, just asking a question. Well, we have a short break in play. We still see the Toowoomba City Rollers leading by 79 points to 59, back out to a 20-point ball game. Of course, out there in Videoland, or Videoland, that's showing my age, Internet land. Toowoomba City Rollers are the black and green team, while the United Brisbane Roller Derby are the maroon team, true Queensland Maroons.
And that's a 30-second whistle has been blown. Just under 14 minutes left to go. 20-point gap between these two teams. Let's see if that can change. And looks like we have Picking the Pain jamming against Bloody Laces. Both jammers neck and neck. Might get a bit of jammer on jammer action. I know Pinky likes a bit of argy-bargy.
Pinky certainly doesn't mind a bit of argy-bargy. Oh, Pinky in the Pain slides through and picks up 3 big points. Just sneaks them in.
No, she gets 4.
Was it 4? I can
4
see.
points to 3 on the United.
Sorry, it is 4 points. Now we see Night Goddess number 29 out on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers. Oh, those Toowoomba City girls doing a good job on Elizabeth Helmy, holding her up. Kayla just about gets her out of bounds, and she actually does. while Night Goddess takes lead jammer. Those girls holding up Elizabeth Hurlmy. She's still to make her initial pass. And Bandana Bandit's been punted for 30 seconds for a forearms. Night Goddess calls it off. Picks up 3 points. But again, stopping the United Brisbane Roller Derby girls from picking up any points. So just edging out ever so slightly that lead.
Yeah, up to a 24-point lead now.
It's so tight, Blacktooth Grinner.
Like, they get away, and then United bring it back. Let's just see if they can keep that momentum and go a little bit past it to take the victory over it. I don't think that's going to happen. Oh,
Bloody Lace is doing it all by herself.
United going for a very defensive against Siren Serenade. Seems to have paid off. Laces is lead jammer.
And Siren Serenade just getting through for her initial pass, and now she's got to work ahead of her to try and chase her down. And boom.
Oh, well, Bloody Laces has gone for a low block penalty.
And that was a back block into my wife, Bustin' Booty. So she earns herself a 30-second sit down. And that gives Siren Serenade 30 seconds to smash as many points out as she can. But mind you, she's coming under some heavy attack.
Siren Serenade trying to come through that wall of prison.
And some very smart play here by Toowoomba City Rollers, holding the pack back. And that allows Siren Serenade to pick up another 5 points. And the Toowoomba City Rollers blockers holding up the BCR jammer. Sorry, the UBR jammer.
And Siren Serenade just gliding on through those United blockers.
And because we don't have a lead jammer, this is going to run the full 2 minutes.
Only 12 seconds left to go. Both jammers looked absolutely knackered out.
Oh, and the jammer has been punted for, I didn't see what it was, Grinner, but she's now in the box, which means that Toowoomba City Rollers will start the next jam in a power jam situation. And I think they might be having yes, they are going to have an official review by the look of it.
Looks like a bit of confusion there. The scoreboard kept running during a timeout.
But United Brisbane have asked for an official review, and it may have been something to do with the timing of the penalty to send their jammer into the box, I think. But we will get an update from the referee. We do have a microphone down in the referee area. So after this bit of a talk about life and general and how's work going and things like that, we'll get an answer, Blacktooth Grinner.
There is no life or work outside of Derby.
Derby is life. Life is Derby. So we see the Toowoomba City Rollers Rage Renegades holding on to a 32-point lead, just sneaking out slightly, but again, that's only a 1 power jam lead right at present. It's an extremely tight, comparatively low-scoring game, but the hits have been coming thick and fast like we'd expect in roller derby from these two teams of combatants. But I'll tell you what, for such a short bench, the United Brisbane Rollers girls are really, really punching above their weight. We might be somewhere close to getting a result from that official review.
Yeah, it looks like we will hear Mr. Rorschach tell us what is going on.
United is contesting the forearms call made on their red jammer in the previous jam.
All right, so United Brisbane Rollers are contesting the forearms penalty in the previous jam.
So it looks like they're trying to get their jammer out of the bin and back on the track, which they want to do in less than 10 minutes to go.
They want to do that badly.
But I'd like to remind you all, we have one very big major sponsor, Extreme Skates. Don't worry if you aren't here to go and check out their massive store they have over in the corner there, but they do have a website. It is www.extremeskatesrollerderby.com.au. They also deliver free to Australia wide. Just log in, do your shopping, and they will deliver it to you free of charge. That is a great deal.
Yes, Greener, it's a really good thing that we need to remember to all of you guys out there in internet land. Again, if you want some derby gear, support the people who support roller derby. This is what it's all about and where it all is. It looks like Rorschach's having a bit of a talk to the captains and alternates to give them his verdict. And there'll be a little bit coming down. They've had a talk about it. Looks like there's something going on.
Referees determined that the red jammer used her forearm to materially assist her pass of the black blocker. The forearms call will stand. United lose their official review.
So Bloody Laces will remain in the bin for the next jam.
Okay, the referees have made their decision and the penalty will stand, so that's exactly right. Well, there's nothing wrong with asking. You can ask the question, and you see it one way, somebody else sees it another way. So Toowoomba City Rollers will start this jam with Panther Paws jamming and the opposing jammer in the bin. So we'll have 30 seconds of flat-out skating from Panther Paws to put on as many points as she can, which could be a turning point in this game, Blacktooth Grinner. A lovely bit of banter going on between the in-house announcers and the Toowoomba City Rollers girls, because we have the one and only Meat Biscuit from TCR and Honest Dave, who is again a very good TCR supporter.
So from what I can see the penalty whiteboard from over here. So United Brisbane have a few skaters, have one skater who's got one penalty left to foul out, whereas Toowoomba not so high, probably about, is it one? Most I can see is 4 penalties for one skater. They're doing rather well against their penalties.
Yeah, those boxes are starting to get filled up. But gee, I'll tell you what, Grinner, with a short bench like you have, you would expect more penalties coming, because you start to get a bit worried, a bit much, and going out a bit hard. But there we see Panther Paws is just about to get in for her, go in for her initial pass. But oh man, coming under some heavy fire now.
Yeah, United Brisbane absolutely punishing her as she's trying to come through.
Boom, there we go. She thinks she gets through, and then all of a sudden they just keep coming and coming and coming, Grinner. And there she finally gets through. After some very heavy work.
She's finished her initial pass, and Bloody Lace is back on track and glides through, gets her initial pass done with. Picking in the paint, trying to weigh in there with a bit of, but not quite holding it up. The Panther Paws is back through for her scoring pass.
Panther Paws picks up some points, calls it off, and we'll have a look at the referees to see exactly how many they got. But that was good work by Panther Paws.
Yep, all 4.
All 4 points. Which ends up being an okay result from that starting power jam. But now we see number 29, Night Goddess, out jamming for Toowoomba City Rollers.
And she's up against number 7 for Elizabeth Hurley, a lady who is not a stranger to that jam line whatsoever. Night Goddess Holds on for dear life on that outside of the line. Gets on through and is lead jammer. Elizabeth Helmy still having a lot of trouble at the back of that pack against Toowoomba. Getting a bit of help from her teammates, but not quite having the effect that she needs.
And TCR really starting to work as a team late in this second half, and Night Goddess getting through for another 5 points. Night Goddess putting in some hard yards there, coming up to the back of the pack. Has a look, calls it off, and picks up a 2 points, another 2-pointer. That's just, again, smart derby, picking up a couple of points and calling it off to just stop the other team from scoring any points at all. All right, we now see Bandana Bandit lining up on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers.
Up against number 2, Bloody Laces, who's done quite a fair bit of jamming in the second half.
She's done a lot of jamming, but she's also done a lot of fouling. Her board is nearly full.
She looks like she is on 6 from what we can see over here, but not letting it shut her down whatsoever. And gets lead jammer. Banana Bandit not too far behind her.
And both girls through for their initial pass.
Toowoomba taking the front of the pack, trying to get all the points. United cottoning on what's going on.
Well, the Toowoomba girls really stretching it out now.
Trying to give Banana Bandit all the advantage that she can to get some more points on the board. I think she does. And we have a shanking, 0-3.
Great, 3 points. That was just smart derby, smart play, Blacktooth Grinner. Out on the jammer line for Toowoomba City Rollers, we have number 197, Pinky and the Pain. Oh, looks like we've got an old school start, Blacktooth.
We're back to 2012. And Pinky Pain.
And she has a look and almost taken out by Lucas.
But Lucas stepping out at the same time too, so Pinky and the Pain just entering right up in front of her. But she is not lead jammer because she did not pass Lucas while in bounds.
And so this is going to be a foot. No, she doesn't. Not lead jammer.
Elizabeth Helmy is lead jammer, but Pinky and the Brain has got 4 points on the board. Elizabeth Helmy looking to get more points on the board to make it equal, just at least. Oh, Pinky and the Pain.
Pinky and the Pain backwards,
Very
back
nice
through the pack. You're kidding me.
Pinky and the Pain not having lead jammer, but still putting 8 points on the board to 3 against United Brisbane. Very nicely done.
And in a backwards, sideways, any way you like, round the outside, picks up 5 points to 3. Velvet Valentine on the jammer line, getting held up by Lucas.
But Brittany Spear tackle is lead jammer and is on her way to making some points, but getting knocked to the outside line there. Toowoomba getting out of play, so she comes straight. Oh, just getting hit from every which way.
Velvet Valentine having a sit down for 30 seconds for a cut track. This could be telling.
Brittany Spear tackle coming on through, 5 points on the board.
Oh, Smack Arena telling that jammer she can go and have a look at the inside of the track.
United taking a very, very passive offense, allowing that pack to stretch out to 20 feet, not helping the jammer out proactively, but giving all that work to Brittany Spear tackle, having to push him out 20 feet.
And great work by Smack Arena to hold her up right until her own jammer could get out of the box. Wow, that's just awesome positional play there by both teams. very smart late in the second half of this game between the Toowoomba City Rollers, Range Renegades, and the United Brisbane Roller Derby. We now see number 29, Night Goddess, out jamming once again for Toowoomba City Rollers.
So with just over 2 minutes left to go, United having still a lot of points to make up.
Night Goddess finding it very difficult to get through. These girls not making it easy for her at all. Oh, and she gets hit out of bounds.
But UBRD is lead at Gemma. Night Goddess having a bit of a trouble there trying to get through. Oh, Elizabeth Helmy flying her body through there.
Night Goddess trying to bludgeon her way through. She's got 2 to beat. Now 3 to beat. They are not making it easy for her.
Oh, we have a ref down on the outside.
Kubra Matata says hello to the deck. Bustin' Booty and Crushing Doll trying to do their best for an assist.
Elizabeth Helmer gets through for her. 5 points on the board. Because Night Goddess is still fighting to get her initial pass done. Having a lot of trouble by United Brisbane.
And Bustin' Booty trying to punch a hole through for her jammer. Crush and Doll with good hit. Oh, fantastic work from Crush and Doll.
And it looks like we are in the last couple of seconds of this second half. I think they're going to keep it going for the next. Elizabeth Helmy looking for more points on the board. Just over 30 seconds left. Although she is making gains, I don't think it's going to be quite enough for United Brisbane to take away the victory today. Going around the outside. Getting past 5 more points on the board.
That will be the end of that jam.
Unless we have a timeout. I don't think.
Rorschach having a look to see if the whistle's up. Will he call it?
And that is our unofficial final.
And that is it.
So Toowoomba has taken this first victory away of there. So they have, Toowoomba having a year off, have definitely come back with a vengeance, taking away 123 to 95, doing a very nice job.
Yes, again, well done to Toowoomba City Rollers. This is the official, unofficial score of 123 to 95. We will get back to you when it is official, but they have won. So that was a great game, Blacktooth Grinner. And seriously, with United Brisbane Roller Girls only having such a short bench, they really stuck it to Toowoomba City Rollers, who had a full bench of 14 girls. So a wonderful match of roller derby here at the Battledrome that is known as the Morayfield Pleasure Centre.
But do not go anywhere. We have 2 great teams. We have Cairns Derby Dolls, who have played a game already this morning. I believe that was the first game, and they're up against Northern Brisbane Rollers. So, yeah, it should be a very nice game. Yes. Cairns Derby Doll, this is their first trip in the Tropicarnage Arena, I believe. And Northern Brisbane being undefeated in the recent open season competition, Division 2. So it looks like they're going to be one of the powerhouses in this Division 2 competition. Yes, they'll be definitely hard to beat, Grinner. So it has been lovely. I am going to sign off, and I'll see you later. Well, thank you very much, Blacktooth Grinner, as we see the Queensland Rail Horizon track maintenance crew out on the track at the moment, doing a bit of maintenance, a little bit of fix me ups, while the NBR girls are coming out to go into battle against the Cairns Roller Girls, who on your screens, BCR are in the, what's that, green or blue, or NBR are in the
NBR teal. That's what it is, teal against the Cairns Roller Girls, who are in the orange. Orange. So thank you once again to my learned colleague here in the central commentary position, we will sign off and see you again. Thank you very much, Blacktooth Grinner.
I'll see you later.
Okay.